morning. Let's start making little circles. Just begin to wake up the body if you haven't already. It's actually a really pretty day here. I woke up to a friend saying, "You want to take a walk?" It is very pretty. I'm like, "What temperature is it? Does she really want to take a walk?" And yes, it's worth to do that. And then reverse your circle. Notice how the body's feeling this morning. Maybe it's a little stiffer than usual, although it's a little warmer here, so maybe not. Maybe it feels a little better than usual. And then come back to center. And let's circle the shoulders around and about. So this is a really sweet thing to do for your shoulders, for your upper torso. Lift the shoulders up, take them back down and around. This feels sweet, right? You know, they start that word sweet's not just for sugar. It's like, oh, that's really cool, sweet. Yeah. Circle them around. You might feel those crunchies, like some crunchy sugar that's sticking together. And then let that go. Let's let so shoulders are about at the base of our neck. Sitting forward in our chair, so you might scooch you forward a little bit. And then sitting tall, take a breath in and a breath out, and dip your right ear down towards your right shoulder. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then gazing down over the right shoulder, so downwards. Then you might feel a little stretch behind the neck. Breathe softly, breathe sweetly. We'll say breathe sweetly today. And then you're back over shoulder and lifting the head back up. Feel the nice long spine like there's a string lifting you higher and higher, just picture there's little space in between each of your vertebrae. You're creating space with your yoga practice. And then dip the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Ooh, I'm feeling it more on this side. Notice which side you feel it more on. It's just information. Might sleep in a certain way that causes that. Breathe in sweetly and breathe out sweetly, sweetly and softly. Then gaze over the front left shoulder. So your gaze is downward. And you could feel this all the way down, 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 down into your traps, right around here, if you could see where my fingers are. And then moving the ear back over the shoulder and lifting the head up. Let's gaze towards the right. Inhale to center, gaze towards the left. And back to center. And let's wiggle our toes. So just kind of wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, get them moving. You guys in Florida might not be feeling it quite as much, but here our toes get cold. Feels like the circulation is a little bit less so. And inhale, lift your right heel up. Feel a stretch all along the foot up towards a nice lifted ankle. Like you're going to put on Barbie shoes, and then exhale, lower that heel down and inhaling other side, lifting your left heel and ankle upwards, nice and tall, lifting, 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 and exhale, lower that down. Now take a breath in. This is funny. One of my students said yesterday, to pull the belly in like you're going to mush a little bug. I don't know that, that's not so sweet, I guess, unless you like, that's not sweet. So anyway, though, picture a little bug and you're going to pull your belly in to crush just that little bug. So take an inhale. You can take your hands over the bug, so over your belly. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, pull the belly in like you're gonna just crunch that little bug. So the exhale is out through your nose, and you might feel a little toning there, and that's good. So it's not like a crunch, or a squeeze. It's more of an inhale, and then exhale sweetly, sweetly crush the bug. All right. So that's the kind of breath that helps to engage our core. Breathe in and breathe out. Just giving a little crunch to that little bug if you like that. If you like thinking about that. Let's lower the arms down by the side. Inhale, take them upward towards the sky. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. Let's do that a few times. So inhaling as they move down and upward, and then exhaling, pulling the palms down. Reach out, maybe a little bit more, right and left, lifting, and bringing it right in front of your heart. Lower, reach right and left, lift skyward, and bring the palms on down. Good. Relax the shoulders, let the elbows lower, push your fingertips in towards each other. So thumbs are pushing into each other, pointer fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, and pinkies, all pulling in towards each other like you have a snowball in between your hands. Breathe in. Breathe out, and then open it up and push your palms away from you. Bring it back in, fingers meet. Relax the elbows, roll the shoulders up and back, open it up. Press the palms away from you. You're strong. There's an elevator door that's going to close, but you push it away. So pull your hands in towards you and then push it away. Bring it in, push away. So you might squeeze that bug with your belly as you're pressing away. So maybe inhale here and then exhale. Ooh, you can try it through your mouth a few times, but then we try to breathe outward through the nose. Good. Let's lift the arms skyward, and it's to your range of motion, not mine. And then bring the palms down, hands to your thighs, round your spine like the cat, gaze towards your navel. And then inhale, lift the heart upwards, gaze towards the sun. We'll say, but without, with sunglasses on, right? Exhale, round. I don't want you to get sun in your eyes. Gaze at your belly. Feel your shoulder blades spreading apart, and then inhale, lift up, gazing upwards towards the sky. One more time. Pull it on in, squish that bug, belly pulls in. And then inhale, make a V with your arms as you lift your heart. Beautiful. Let's switch it to this now. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting for victory. We got a big Lions game this weekend, right? Roar, roar. You know what? We should do Lion's breath. We must do Lion's breath, right? Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift it up. One more. Exhale, pull it in. And inhale, lift it up. All right, you got to do the lion's breath with me because it looks silly and you're going to make me look silly alone if you don't do it with me. So you take a breath in, and on the breath out, you stick your tongue out really long. So here we go. You take a breath in, you can have your hands on your thighs, and then as you exhale, you can move forward. So it looks like this. Inhale, exhale, and you make a ha sound. You got that? Let's do it about 5 times. Inhale, exhale. Really get that ha all the way out. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice how you're stretching your tongue. Everybody's got to do this, or you make me look like a goof. All right, inhale, exhale. So it's kind of like a whispering sound. One more. Breathe in, exhale. Don't ask me, well, I guess I was just thinking, why do they call that lion's breath? Because when you see a tongue, the lion stick his tongue out like that and the mouth opens. That's it. All right, bring your right knee in towards you. Give it a big hug in. Circle the knee around and about. Juice up your hip joint. Happy hip, your happy, happy hip joint. Breathe in and breathe out. Pull it on in, give it a hug, and then extend the leg long. So now your heel is forward. You can hold on to the side of the chair for balance and to feel like you're nice and tall. You're at the edge of the seat. And then pull your knee in, extend it out, lower the heel down. Try that. Bring it in, kick it forward and down. And you can point it as you lift it and flex it as you lower it. That's adding in a nuance. You don't have to do that. Let's do it a few more times. Pull it in, toe comes down, flex the foot and the heel away, lower it down. One more. Bring it in, kick it forward, lower it down. Hands now on your hips, grow tall, press your hands into the sides of your hips, and then lean forward. Take an exhale, pull your belly in, crush that little bug. And your elbows can go back behind you. You feel your shoulder blades come onto your back. You're pushing down through the left foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Feeling shoulder blades on the back. Breathe in and breathe out. Lift back up. Let's lift our right arm. Then we're going to take it outside our left thigh. Find your twist. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Our first twist of the day. And come back to center. Let's do the other side. So inhale, bring the knee in. Give it a hug. Lift tall. Press your hands into your shin. Get even taller. And then use your left hand, circle the knee around and about. Try to keep the spine upright. Circle it around. Juice up your happy left hip. Pull the knee in. Give it a hug. And let it go. So now the heel is down. The toes are up. Hold onto the chair. Lift the knee and circle it around. So point, flex, away. Pull it in. And if you need to help your leg, use your hands. Pull the knee in. Then if you need to use your hands under the leg to extend it, that's fine as well. So you can hold the leg or not. We're just making a few circles here. Lifting, pushing, lowering. Lifting, pushing, lowering. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Lower that down. Heels down. Toes are upwards towards the sky. Hands on the hip. Once again, give your hips a hug. Lift tall. Squish the bug as you lean forward. Squish that little bug. If you joined afterwards, you're like, what is she talking about? Squish the bug. So push your belly in. Breathe in. I see a few people just joined, so don't worry about it. Pull your belly in when I say squish the bug, and you'll get it on the exhale. Feel your elbows move in towards each other. Breathe in. As you breathe out, we're pulling the belly in. Let's lift on up. Come upright. Left arm to the sky. Yep, reach it high. Get some good length through the left side of your body. And then exhale, take the hand outside of your right thigh. Push your hand into your thigh and then take the right hand behind you. It can be on the seat of the chair or it can be back behind you at a diag. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Pull the heel back in and let's open up the knees. We are in our goddess pose. We are strong. Actually, let's do goal post. Goal post for football. Arms. So pull the elbows down just a little lower than your shoulders. Inhale, lift your toes. You don't need to look at your toes. Just lift them up or tell your brain to, even if they don't lift up. And then exhale, lower your toes down and push your toe pad down into the mat. Now inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull down to the goalpost. Good. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull the elbows back. Feel your shoulder blades on your back without jutting your rib cage too far forward. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Lift your heels upward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your hands to your thighs. Let's roll one shoulder up and back and then the other. Yep, just like this. Just like this. Alternating, getting nice and long. And then we're going to start using the arms. So taking one arm forward, circle it back, and then the other. Doesn't matter which one because we got two sides. So reaching in a diag and then coming back in. Reach it, come back in. Reach, come back in. So you're feeling some nice length in the body. We're creating space. You know, when we get cold, sometimes we crunch up. So we got to uncrunch. We got to lengthen and make space from contraction. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to center. Right forearm to the thigh. Let's bring that left arm up. It could be in that goalpost arm. And then reach it over the ear, the head, and pull back. So reaching and pulling back. Breathe in, breathe out. Lengthening, pulling back. Breathe in, breathe out, press down, rise up. Forearm to the thigh, arm in a goalpost. Reach long, pull back. So other side. Feeling length in the rib cage as you reach. Don't worry about whether you straighten the arm all the way. It's just about making length. Wherever length is for you. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's push down through our feet. Lift our heels up. Exhale, lower them down. Walk one foot in and then the other. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, bring them to your thighs. Lean forward, roll the shoulders up and back. Press down, rise up. One more time like that. Inhale, arms out to the side, up towards the sky. Pull them down. hands at your thighs, roll the shoulders up and back, press down, rise up. Okay, so now let's go into our warrior poses. Right knee out to the side, left leg out to the side. So right knee is bent, knee is over ankle or heel, left leg, your choice. It can be long or it can be out to the side. If that's too much, bring it on in. See, this angle's a little bit less, but you're still getting some opening, and you can flex the foot or place it down. Now, make sure your hips and your rib cage are aligned. So watch this. So we go side to side a little bit. Take it side to side and see if you can feel where it is that the shoulders are over the hips. Just kind of make it like a wave, That's it. You can kind of wave your arms, get a little bit of fluidity in there. Breathing in and breathing out. And then let's extend our arms for our warrior. Gaze over the front fingertips. Gaze over the front fingertips. Breathe in, breathe out. And let's hold this for a few breaths. Push down through your feet. Push down through your feet. Feel your muscles activate on your legs. Breathe in, breathe out. One more. And release. Nice. We're going to go into reverse warrior. So keeping the legs wherever you got them, wherever they are. You need to make an adjustment, do it. Then take your left hand to your hip and your right arm overhead and find a little back bend. A little back bend. So this is reverse warrior. Reverse warrior. Breathe in, breathe out. I like to push my left hand. So into the back hip. Give it a good push. And then you can kind of press into it. Arm is up and maybe overhead. Come back to that warrior two. Release the arms. Walk the feet back in. And I'm just checking because I don't trust. Oh boy, see, this watch is wrong. My watch is wrong, even though it has a new battery. Okay, we're at warrior two. Can't trust that watch. I love the watch, but it's like 13 minutes slow. It's not moving this morning. Find your warrior two on the other side. Lift tall, shoulders are over hips. Lift the arms. Let's take the arms up overhead, hands at the heart a few times. Lengthen, reach up. It's nice to get some fluidity when it's colder, especially. So you can imagine you are moving in warm water. Yeah. So we got a nice wide stance. Of course, you've adjusted it to your body. And then kind of shimmy. A little bit of shimming, fluidity with the arms. Don't worry about what it looks like. What does it feel like to you? What does it feel like? And then see if you can find your shoulders over your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squish that little bug. So exhale, we pull the belly in. Gaze over your front fingertips that are in a T, a big wide T. So you're gazing over your left shoulder as you breathe in and you breathe out. If your shoulders get tired, you can always lower your arms or maybe take one arm down or both. And then let's find our reverse warrior. Take the right hand now and push it into your back hip. Give it a little gentle push in. Then inhaling, the left arm lifts up and you're leaning slightly back. Push your feet into the earth. And let's come back to warrior. Try that one more time. Bring the back hand to your back thigh. Inhale the front arm up. Find that little back bend. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And release. Let that go. Walk your feet back in towards each other. Walk your feet out. Circle your ankles around and about. One way and then the other, and pull your feet back in. And we will move towards standing poses. So in order to get into standing poses, let's do our sit to stand. You can have a chair in front of you. You could be facing a counter. We always got to do these. They're in PT, they call them sit to stands. In yoga, we call them chair pose or Utkatasana. Say that, Utkatasana. So when you're ready, you might lift up. Remember, you could have that chair in front of you to hold on to for balance. We come on up. We come on up, sitting bones back. Take the sitting bones back. When in doubt, take your sitting bones back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push down. Rise up. Wonderful. Let's go right to our wall dog pose. Right to our wall dog. So I'm just placing the chair so you can see. You could be using a counter or a wall, by the way. If I use the wall, then you're going to see my buttocks. And how about we'll just use a chair so you see the side view here. So walk your feet back about hip distance. If you want to take them a little wider, then please do. Hands are on the chair, taking sitting bones back, lengthening spine. So pulling your hips back with your arms forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, if it's too much stress in your shoulders, you can bend your elbows. You can walk in a little bit closer. Pull that rib cage up towards the sky as you exhale and your belly tightens like you're squishing that bug. Breathe in, breathe out, and let's walk our feet back towards the chair. Rise on up and rise on up. I'm going to put the chair in front. Whoops. I like this little cushion thing. Somebody sent it to me to test it out. I kind of like it. It feels like a sticky yoga mat. Maybe that's why I like it. So anyway, we're going to go take a nice wide stance and we'll hold on to the chair. Our feet are outward, like we're back in that goddess pose or horsey pose. Then you're going to bend your knees over your ankles and heels and come on down. We'll do that a few times. So exhale, lower knees down, push down through your feet, rise up. Exhale, lower, press down through your feet, rise up. You're actually always pushing down through your feet to activate your muscles. Exhale, lower. Breathe in. Breathe out. We hold it a little bit. Spine is tall. Spine is tall. Sitting bones are back and then slightly down. Pulling belly in and up. Press down, rise up. One more. We'll hold it a little longer. You can always come out of it sooner, right? Exhaling, lowering. Pull the belly in, press the ribs back. If it's feeling available to you, you might lift one arm into goal post or both arms into goal post. That's it. And then reach your arms wide, pull them back in, reach them forward, pull them back in. You've always got the chair for balance. Out, forward, and out. Ooh. You can straighten your legs whenever you need to. Breathe in, breathe out. One more each way. Hands on chair, push down, rise up, bring your feet back in. That's a while to be in that pose, isn't it? Let's play with transferring weight from one foot to the other. So again, your feet can be a little bit wider than hip distance. So here's mountain pose. Feet are about hip distance. If you need to go wider, then do it. Because that's going to help your balance. And then we're going to kind of shift the weight. So going from right to left, knees are soft. Knees are soft. Breathe in. breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. One way and then the other. Breath is in. Breath is out. Now, if you want, you could start taking one arm out to the side. So as you bend that knee, taking that arm out to the side. As you shift the weight, it's in my right foot now, and right arm is out to the side. Now it goes to the left arm is out to the side. Just kind of play there. Keep pushing down through your feet. Push down through your feet. That's it. Breathe in, breathe out. And then if it feels available, you might take the arm up. Yup, you got it. Breath is in and breath is out. Just make sure you have a nice sweet like sugar breath. Breathe in, breathe out, and then come back to neutral. And let's find our way to triangle pose. I'm going to put the chair here to go to the right. And you take you could have a chair in front of you for balance as well. We're going to take a wide stance, turn the toes out towards the chair. Now, make sure your ribs are over your hips. Then your hips are going to go towards the left. Hand can go to the chair. Hand can go to the chair. Roll that top shoulder up and back. So you could be right here. We're pushing down through our feet. This front leg is straight. You can adjust how wide your stance is. Turn your legs on. Push them down and maybe lift the top arm. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in. You're gazing up to your fingertips. And breath is out. So we've got our belly turned on. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squish that little bug with your exhale as your belly pulls in. We're going to press down through our feet and rise up. Rise up. Take a little break. If you want, bring your feet back together. If not, keep them where it's at. We'll tip down one more time. So arms in a T. Yep, nice and wide. Relax the shoulders. You can even turn your palms up if that feels good to you. Tip down. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Pull the belly in. We are in triangle one more time. Try not to lean onto the chair. You certainly can have your fingertips, but feel like you're not dumping down into the chair. Feel the strength in your legs. Breathe in, breathe out, push down, rise up, all 10 toes forward, and walk your feet back in. And notice how your body feels. You can kind of shift your hips right and left, or even circle the hips around and about. And let's do the other side. I'm going to move the chair. Here we go. Take a wide stance. Take a wide stance. You can always do this against the wall. That's really nice too. I love, love, love wall classes. Turning the left toes out now. So check in. Lift up and out. So you got a long waistline. Shoulders over hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tone the belly. Arms wide. Yes. Now hips are going to go to the right. Spine is going to the left. You can gaze down. You can gaze forward. Or maybe you gaze upward. Choose where your upper arm is. Maybe gaze up towards your fingertips, but that's not, that's not the creme de la creme. That's not the sugar, the icing on the cake. This is a pose of strengthening our legs, lengthening our side bodies. Standing poses make us nice and strong. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel your strength in this triangle pose. Breathing in and breathing out. Pulling belly in. We're going to push down, rise up. Woo! You might lower your arms for a moment. You can bring your feet back in. One more time. You know, it's really nice to do these poses more than once because your body knows where it's going and it's a little bit sweeter each time. Inhale, arms into T. Hips go to the right as your spine goes to the left. Yes. And then you make your adjustments with your arms. I love the hand that could even go on the rib cage and you can feel how you're making length along the rib cage. Push down through your toe pads. Now, feel your strong muscles. So imagine you are hugging the muscles on your legs into the bones. Your bones want a big hug, a big sweet hug. Push down through your feet. We lift up, turn all 10 toes forward, and walk your feet back in. Find yourself now in another wall dog or down dog. Some of you might go right to down dog, and that's absolutely fine. With your hands on the chair or the wall, walk your feet back, bend your knees, lengthen your sitting bones back. You're going to feel your weight go towards your heels when you're pulling your body back in space like this. Feel a nice stretch through the spine. Breathe in and breathe on out. And then walk yourself back in towards the chair. And we're going to work towards lowering down to the mat. Don't worry if you're not going down, that's fine. We can find some different adaptations for you to do. So I am going to move the chair like this and then put a blanket down to cushion the knees. If you don't need it, you don't need it. That's fine. But you want to make yourself comfortable and safe. I've got the chair close to the wall so we know it's not going anywhere. And then holding onto the chair, lowering one knee down and then the other one. And I'm going to move this chair out of the way. Put it over here. So you guys come on down. Find your way into table pose. So again, you might want the blanket underneath your knees. And then once you get there, palms are just about, or wrists are just about under your shoulders. Knees are hip distance apart. And let's just make some circles with the hips. Nice fluidity. Round and about one way. And then the other. And then the other. And then we'll come on back to a neutral table. Find your neutral table. Spine is long. Crown of the head is reaching forward. So try to keep your head in line with your spine rather than the head going down like that. See if you can keep your head in line with your spine. Let's stretch the right leg back and push out through the heel. And you can rock forward and back. That's a nice thing to do. We're going to pull the knee in towards us and then extend the leg long. Pull it in. So you're rounding your spine like the cat pose and then extend it back. Let's try the other side. Extend the left leg long. Make sure your shoulders are on your back here. If your wrists are bothering you, you can come down onto your forearms like this. That's one option. Another option is to put your hand on blocks. There's lots of options we could talk about. So either way, and then you're going to pull your knee in and extend it back. And pull it in and extend it back. Come back up here. Pull it in, extend it back, and then push out through your heel. So we get a good stretch in the back calf, maybe in the foot, curling those toes under. Really a nice thing to do. And then let's find our way to a child pose. So now toes are apart, feet are together, hips are back, spine is forward, and your elbows can be bent so that you rest your forehead down on your hand, or you can lengthen your spine forward and your arms forward if that works for you. And let your hips sway right and left, give it a little bit of a release as you swish your hips side to side. Come to center. Lift on up. So now we're going to go into what is called thread the needle. So you're going to take your right arm out to the side, and you can do this in the chair. I'm going to show you in a minute. And then circle it down and find your way towards your shoulder. You could put a blanket under your shoulder here. And you're reaching your bottom arm through. That's why it's called thread the needle. Try to keep your hip center. I can feel mine going to the left, so I'm going to pull them back in a little bit. And then come on up. Now, if you're in a chair, I'm just going to show. So pretend I'm in a chair. Here's thread the needle. I've got my right forearm on my thigh and inhale the left arm out to the side and just kind of like that. That would be thread the needle if you were in a chair or standing, right? All right, back down I go. Let's do the other side. I'll switch this way. So whatever arm you did before, you're going to switch it up. So we start in our table, shoulder blades on the back, extending now your opposite arms. This is my left arm. Circle it down behind the wrist, coming on down for thread the needle. I like to play with circling the arm up and down a few times. Helps to open up the shoulder. It feels so good to open up. There's a little bit of weight bearing through the bottom arm. One more, and then we come on down. Try to keep the hips straight back. I know they're going to try, mine like to sway out to the side. And find a few breaths here. Try to breathe into your back body. And then we'll come on up. So you can stay in that pose, by the way. Some people love that pose and they stay there forever, and others like, nope, I don't like it. We're going to go into Sphinx pose now. So Sphinx pose, you're on your belly. Now, some of you might say, I'm not going on my belly, and that's fine. You can skip it, or you could do something against the wall, like putting your forearms against the wall. Let me show you what I mean, just so you can see it. You could have your forearms like this against the wall, and that's kind of a standing Sphinx. Elbows are about shoulder height. Let's go down. Getting a little warm. Take off the jacket. You might see better. So, some people like to have a blanket under their rib cage, so be right around here. And that can help if you get lower back pain on your belly. You could even fold it a little bit more, like this one could be like this, and then something like that. All right. So that might be helpful. Coming on down and onto our bellies. Onto our bellies. And then from here, find your way to Sphinx pose. So you're on your forearms, your elbows are underneath your shoulders, your legs are back from your hip, straight back from your hips, and pull your shoulders back. So you're feeling a little back bend here. Breathe in and breathe out, and breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Let's take a little relax, take a little break, a little sweet break. Relax your forehead down. Maybe let your hips swish right and left a little bit. And we'll come back up again. So a relaxed breath. Elbows under shoulders, maybe slightly forward of them. Push the forearms down. Heart is up. Let's hold this for about 10 breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. So chin is level. You can gaze slightly forward and down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. When you've got about 10 counts, come on down, take a little break. And we're going to roll onto our backs. Let's go onto our backs. And if you have a strap, bring it by. You might have a little something under your head so that your head is flat rather than tilting back like that. We don't want the head tilting back like that. So you might put a little bit of a blanket under your head, maybe not all the way, and you don't want it too high or crunched up. A flatter blanket, but you need to do what's best for you. And let's go to number 4. So we're going to lift the right knee in, cross the ankle. Here's number 4. That certainly can be done in the chair. The hips are level. The knee is outward. From here, you can stay right here, or you can pull that knee back, or pull your feet back towards you, your legs back towards you. You can hold on to the back of the thigh. You can put your hands behind the other thigh or in front of the shin. I like to push my elbow out into the bent knee leg. And then stay here and breathe. Feel the sensation as you breathe in, as you breathe out. It should be a sweet sensation of stretching, not an ouch, 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 ouch. But it can be a dull little pain as you're stretching your buttocks. You might feel the stretch in the outside of your buttocks or the inside of your thigh. And we will switch sides. You have to be even on both sides. So pulling the feet back down. We're in bridge prep pose. Crossing now left ankle over right. Some people feel a stretch right here and they don't need to go any further. Feel the hips level. Pull it on in. Hand behind thigh. Pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. With the hands behind the thigh, we're pulling it in. We're pressing the left thigh away from us, getting a hip stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. So you might have your hands behind like this. You could have one hand here and then one hand gently pushing the thigh away. Find that spot where you're feeling a hip opening. Breathing in and breathing out. Really nice. It's sweet, right? It's a sweet stretch. Feel that nice opening through your hip. It's a good idea to stay for about 30 seconds or even more. And then place your feet back down. Let's do a stretch now. The leg stretch, you know, my favorite one. Can't have a day without the leg stretch. Pull your knee in, place the strap around your foot, and push the heel up towards the sky. And so you want a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So if the pelvis is too far forward, then you could get all kinds of animals under there, little animals. And if it's too far flat out, that hurts. So we don't want to do that either. So just right in the middle, pushing foot up. So if it's too flat, then your back rounds the other way. That's why we want to be in the center. And relax your shoulders. You may extend the bottom leg, you may not. Breathe in and breathe out. You might turn the leg out because that's nice. Woo, it's nice. So when you turn it out, your toes are out and your knee is out and they're lining up. And you can hold that for about 30 seconds. You choose how long you're holding it. You can kind of feel when the stretch is at its place. And then try to relax with the stretch a bit as you breathe. And then we'll bring the toes back forward, lower that leg down, and just feel the difference in the two legs. You might even extend your legs out just to kind of feel what does it feel like from one leg to the other. Then we'll bend both knees back in. Lasso the strap around the other leg. Make sure that you're not clasping up here and grabbing for dear life. Not necessary. Relax the shoulders down and pull your hands down a bit so the tie is taut. And if your knee is bending, but you're getting a stretch, that's great. You can also play with the leg coming out here and see how that feels. Remember, we've got a neutral spine. So somewhere in the middle, breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. You might extend the bottom leg, you might not. And you might turn the upward leg out. So the toes are out, the heel is in, and the knee is lining up with the middle toes. So we've got our knee in line with our middle toes. You could draw a line from them and it'd be fairly straight. And then inhale, toes forward and release the strap. Let's find our way into a lying down butterfly pose. Now you might use blocks underneath your knees. So toes are together and knees are apart. This is a great place to breathe with hands on belly. If that's not comfortable, you can lift the block up to a higher height. You could also use pillows like that. So we're a little higher up. Pillows under your knees is good too. Don't worry about how many pillows. Support your knees so that you're not getting all tight in your inner groin area. And then feel your breath. You could stay here for relaxation. If you'd like to take, you could stay here for a while and then go into more of a neutral pose for Shavasana, which is legs out and maybe bolster underneath or legs up on a chair. You could stay here as long as you'd like. It's a nice little stretch. It's a nice way to relax and feel your breath. And then maybe some of you want another spinal twist. So I'll take you through that. You know, I always feel like the end of a yoga class is a little bit like yoga recess, and you get to choose what you want. So bring in the knees in and letting the knees fall to the right as you find your spinal twist. And your knees go one way, your head may turn the other way. That's the last part of the twist. You could have your arms back in the goalposts and think about sending positive, sweet wishes to our lions. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then when you're ready, you'll switch sides. Bringing the knees up, maybe shifting the hips a little bit to the right as your knees go to the left. And find your way into your goalposts or T. Either one is fine. Maybe gazing the opposite way of the knees for your spinal twist. Stay as long as you want in this pose. And then you'll find your way to your final pose. So maybe you put a bolster under your knees or pillows. Maybe you put your legs up a wall or on a chair. I'll show it up the chair just since I got that chair right here. And it's a great place to relax before your weekend. And so it looks like this, but you could also use pillows as well. And it does take a little time to get in there and get situated. And if you really want to relax, you might put a sandbag or a bean bag on your belly. And walk your shoulders underneath you. And there you are, you're in your restorative pose, so letting your whole body relax. So now we're not squeezing the bug anymore. We're allowing the body to release and let go. So it's a soft, sweet breath. A soft, sweet breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Stay as long as you want in your resting pose. I mean, a good few minutes would be a good thing to do. I know you want to get up and sometimes it's hard to stay still, but it also could be delicious and sweet. Relaxing your feet, your legs, your spine, your shoulders, your arms and your hands and your head. Releasing the whole body. Feeling your body breathe as a whole. So you can stay. I invite you to stay. If not, I'm going to bring my knees in towards me and roll to the side in a fetal position. And then we use our hands rather than strain our back to come on up. And then once you're in your seated pose, and please stay resting as long as you wish, but I'll close the class out with hands at the heart, bowing in, breathing in, and breathing out. And we say namaste. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Go Lions.